What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the new video. I am officially 3 weeks out as of tomorrow when I'm filming this from my pro qualifier. So my energy is extremely low, as I have said in the last 6 videos we've done. It gets lower and lower every time, but as we're getting closer, it's really important to be monitoring how fatigue's building up and stuff like that. So what I'm doing now is I'm stripping back my training volume a little bit so I can keep it intense and keep working hard, but not do as much volume. So we're gonna hit back and hamstrings. Make sure you watch the whole way to the end because I'm gonna give a lot of tips, mindset-wise and for building your back and your hamstrings. So let's get right into it. First movement we're gonna do is a Terry's pull down, which I won't overcomplicate it for you guys, but basically it's just a wide grip pull down, okay? And the way you wanna really execute this is to essentially really let the weight pull you upwards, and I can feel that stretch towards the top, almost like towards my armpit level. And I want to just pull my elbows into my ribs, basically, as I'm coming down. So the other thing too, these warm-up sets, truly classic warm-up sets, meaning I am trying to put as little amount of energy into them as possible, because getting peeled requires a lot of energy being drained from you. So if you're not prepping for a show in 3 weeks out or whatever, you could take your warm-up sets a little further. But for me right now, I will kill myself by the second exercise. So I have to really watch that. So keep these warm-up sets light. But in general, though, you really don't need to be going insanely hard on warm-up sets. That's the whole point, is just to get your muscles and your blood flow on point to do it. All right, so we're gonna do 2 real sets here, and that's it for this exercise. And as always, I always tell you guys, tracking my lifts. So I'm trying to see if there's any themes with losing a lot of strength or whatever, which this prep I have not lost hardly any strength at all, which is tremendous. But it's because I've been regulating my fatigue a lot better than normal, so that's helped a lot. All right, guys, first top set here. Make it count. Woo! That weight was good. I'm going to stick with that. Got a decent pump, actually. Pretty happy about that from one set. Means that things might be pretty good today. They just might. I'm going to make them good. Getting peeled, guys, hurts. Hurts mentally, it hurts physically. Might even hurt spiritually a little bit. I don't know. I'll let you guys know about that after the set. All right. None of that matters right now. Come on. Come on. Oh, so you'll notice if you're ever cutting or getting really lean, your aggression off the top of the set might be really good. In my hands, the weight felt not that bad, but your endurance is just towards the end of the sets, due to the glycogen just being lower, just really tails off a lot. So you might not be able to do as many reps as you normally would, but I still prefer to keep the weight heavier. To me, that's the best way to go about it. So let's move on to single arm lat pull down. We're gonna go over here. I will only do one warm-up set at this point now because I already did 2 on that, and my back between actually hitting those top sets and just being warmed up doesn't need a lot. So this is really just to feel the movement and get my body ingrained with it for this warm-up set. I prefer to put the foot on the side I'm using forward, lean into it, pull straight down like that. Really good stretch here, really good contraction at the bottom. This thing wants to fight me. I'm in no mood for that. Perfect. Weight goes up. Normally I have a lot more thoughts to share with you guys, but my brain is like empty. Like there's just not much there right now. Jason knows. He understands it. Yeah. He's lived that life, right?
Yeah.
What does it feel like? It's just like blank.
It's just like, you ever drive and then you forgot that
yeah, like
driving.
Where you're going, or like what you get.
Like,
yeah.
Oh wait.
It's like, wait a minute, what am I doing?
I'm
like
I'm already 15 minutes into
yeah.
driving, and then you're like, oh.
Or you're in the middle of a sentence, like talking, like I am right now,
And then
you just completely forgot what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you've never experienced this, you probably think we're crazy, but I'm telling you, it's 100% real, man. Like your brain just.
Do drugs without doing drugs.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. How to basically, get really drunk without being drunk.
Right.
You know? All right. So, first top set of this. Basically, we're looking for just 10 to 15 really good reps here. Oh, that feels heavy today, but. Come on. Woo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever you got to do to talk yourself into it, guys. It's okay to be crazy. In fact, I actually recommend it. We're all a little nuts in some way. See, right there is what I'm talking about. Like, on that 9th rep, I felt like I could do 15. But as soon as I went to the 10th, my body just stopped working. That's the most bizarre feeling in the world. Like, it feels like you have the strength to keep going, but you don't have the capacity to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite a feeling, man. It's quite a feeling. Sport is not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that much. Or mind, mainly mind. Bodybuilding, I talk about a lot, is way more mental than it is physical, because you really learn a lot about yourself, like how you work when you're tired really says a lot about how bad you want something. That's true for building a business, building your YouTube channel, building your body. All of those things, no matter what you want to do in life, are going to require a lot of being uncomfortable. And the thing that I always take away the most from the gym is it teaches me how to be uncomfortable. So when I go the rest of life and hard things happen, I feel like I'm more able to handle them. Your resiliency becomes higher, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
The growth comes from the days you don't want to do
Yeah.
what you have to.
Yeah.
Not the days where you feel like you can't do it.
When I woke up this morning and I got in my car to go do cardio, well, let me rewind actually. When I woke up this morning, I start my day every day with a walk outside around my neighborhood. It's like 3,000 steps. Then I go get my car to go do cardio. When I got to the gym, when I got to Planet Fitness to do cardio, I literally looked at the elliptical and I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to do 45 minutes here of like zone 3, like hard cardio? And you know what, guys? I kept downing it the whole time. Like the whole time I was doing it, I'm like, how am I gonna finish this? How am I gonna finish this? But guess what? I did. You always do. You don't think you're gonna be able to, but you just draw upon previous experiences of knowing, I can get through this, you know?
Sometimes, like I know for me, like I got a habit doing an hour of stairs. I stopped doing it because my body.
An hour of stairs is brutal,
But,
yeah.
like some days you wake up, I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. But what you do is you say, you know what? I'll get on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then 10 minutes
That's,
becomes 15.
yeah, that is a good mind game too. Is like, oh, I'll do one more rep, right? And you just keep going, and it's one more rep. Or I'll do 5 minutes, and then if I want to get off after 5 minutes, I'll get off after 5 minutes. But once you get moving, you'll find you don't ever want to stop. You'll do whatever's needed of you. Like, for me, for cardio right now, the hardest part is the first 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's once you break through that wall, you're good. You're good. I mean, it hurts, but it's like,
You're like, I'm here already.
I'm here. I'm good. I'm rolling. So it's a mind game, guys. Don't let your mind beat you. You're in control of this thing. No matter what it tells you, you're in control of it. All right, last set here. Let's go. Good. Let's go. Good. One. Come on. I love it. I love the pain, man. I used to fucking hate it. I love it now. Let's go. Come on. Come on. This left arm is definitely a little weaker, but it doesn't matter. As I always say, the body has no clue how many reps you just did. It knows that it failed, and that's all that matters. So we're gonna move on now to a low row single arm. So let's do that next. I'm gonna do these together, like both arms at the same time, to conserve energy. If you guys wanna repeat this workout and follow what I'm doing, just understand that you could swap exercises in and out, first of all, and second of all, you could do more volume than I'm doing. Like I said, I'm depleted and hurting really bad. So if you're like bulking or you're just somebody who goes to the gym and you're just trying to build your physique, repeat this workout, but you can change things up. There's no one way to train, so just be aware of that. All right. Feels good. All right. A little higher volume on that set. I did not intend to make that a working set, but once I was rolling, I just went with it. Like I said, guys, like if you could feel what's going on inside of me right now, it would make more sense. But this is what it takes. Like, if you want to be great at something, whether that's playing in the NFL, being a pro bodybuilder, owning your own business, being a musician, like you're gonna have to do a lot of shit that hurts and is uncomfortable. That's part of life. And typically, the feeling of uncomfort is how you know you're in the right spot. So while I hate how I feel, I'm actually like, okay, we're in a good spot right now. Like, it's how I should feel.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's harder, being this depleted and working out, or being this depleted and doing actual like work?
Well, for me, because a lot of what I do is behind a laptop, like, it's funny, like, both are really hard, right? Even though I'm not physically moving when I'm doing. I think training's harder, though, because you're trying to get your body to do something it does not want to do, you know? My mind obviously has its problems, too, with getting work done and stuff, but, like, I could power through that in chunks, right? So, like, I can do, like, an hour of work at a time, take a break, take an hour of work. Training's like, you're here, you're doing it, you know? And you got to push yourself, you know? So, like, I'm looking at this weight and I'm like, I know I should up it. I don't want to, but I'm going to. You know, that's the shit that is really hard. And I think about this a lot, especially when I was doing cardio this morning. In 2022, at Universe, which is the show I'm doing again, I got top 5 in my class, first call-outs. It was my first national show ever. And I was really happy with that, but when I watched those guys get their pro cards in front of me, I didn't like that. I'm friends with them now, but I didn't like that very much. So I think about that a lot when I'm doing this stuff. I can't control my placings. Like, obviously I want my pro card, but like, I'm gonna make it as hard on those judges as possible to not give it to me, right? So you gotta be able to draw and stuff like that whenever you're not feeling good in this context. So let me chew on that while I do this set. Woo. All right, so both of those ended up being a little bit higher volume than I wanted. That's totally fine. We're done with this. One more back movement. Whew. Last movement, guys, is going to be cable pullovers. I almost forgot what it is, and I just set it up. So that's where we are at this point. After this, I have 2 hamstring movements that I am beyond dreading at this point, but we'll still do anyway. Oof. This feels good. Oof. Oh, this gym always reminds me of training in Florida. Like, look how bad I'm dripping right now. I love it. Oh, speaking of which, I need my intra-carb shake. I almost forgot about it. Me, right now. This was me this morning when this older woman, very nice woman though, decided to pick the elliptical next to me when there was 47 other open ones. Let me suffer in peace by myself, thank you. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but I don't like when people do cardio next to me. Unless it's my friend. You know, we're doing it. You like that? You the same thing? Yeah, it's just like
I like to
why are you picking the one next to me? You know? Like, I'm just trying to suffer in peace, you know? I like solitude during cardio. Yeah.
like bodybuilders' cardio is literally like their therapy.
Yeah, it's like my sanctuary.
Literally just like
Yeah.
that's how you like
Battling yourself. Yeah.
yeah
Like I'm I fought a lot of demons this morning during cardio. Spiritually, mentally, definitely physically, for sure. All right, last set of this. Eight. Oh, so if you guys notice when I'm doing that, I'm trying my best to let it stretch all the way up, and then when I come back through, I'm like pushing myself back up. Kind of like if you see people do like the Christmas tree pose, where you're just squeezing. I'm just trying to squeeze those lats, like wrap them around my spine, basically is the easiest way to explain it. That's gonna really get you a lot more activation in your back. A lot of people have a hard time with training back because it's not a mirror muscle, right? So you're not seeing that. Like back and hamstrings are two things on the back of your body, right? Luckily, I've always had a pretty good back, but a lot of people struggle with it. So you just gotta find movements that work for you and learn how to connect with them the best. So now we're gonna move on to my least favorite body part to train, which is hamstrings. This is probably my weakest link body part. So I double up on volume, right? So like I have a leg day earlier in the week, and then I throw in 2 hamstring movements. It was 3, now I'm doing 2 on this day. I actually was doing 2 leg days for a while. That just becomes way too fatiguing on the body when you're doing tons of cardio and steps, posing. You know, I would way rather put that really hard intensity into one session and have a couple extra exercises on this day like this. Because back's probably my best asset. So that's how people always asking about like best splits and stuff. It really depends on the person. So like for me, because I don't need as much back, I can afford to hit 4 exercises, like 8 sets total, and just allocate more of this volume to hamstrings on this day. So, let's see. All right. First one we're doing is lying. This actually feels really good. Sometimes you'll get into these. Honestly, like between back and how my hamstrings are feeling, I'm actually very pleased with the pumps that I'm getting from these workouts, despite, you know, my carbs are at like 200, which I know sounds like a lot maybe for some of you, but you guys got to keep in mind, I'm like 245 pounds, so that's not very much. My rest days, my carbs like 100. All right, first real set. Very good one. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna up the weight for that last set. Oh, I feel like death. I feel terrible. It's good though. I'm glad we're documenting this. After prep, I can watch this back and laugh at myself. And to those of you out there who have never gone through this, you're probably like, this dude's being dramatic. No. Trade places with me for 10 seconds and tell me how you feel. But, you know, in all sincerity, like I'm kind of complaining about it, but I'm choosing to do this, of course.
I feel like there's no simultaneously like worst and best feeling in the world.
It is. It's like, it's the weirdest thing ever because it's like right now, the worse I feel, the next day I wake up and look twice as good. So it's like, it's not for nothing. There's nothing worse in life than suffering for no reward, right? Like, if I have to suffer to get to where I want to be, I'm totally willing to take that trade-off. That's what sacrifice is. Sacrifice is giving something up for the future to have something better, right? Whether that's not eating pizza or training really hard or whatever it is, you're getting some payoff. People, and I talk about instant gratification all the time, people want this immediate instant gratification, like, what compound can I take to blow me up or get me shredded or whatever? It's like, it's just not, it doesn't work like that. Like, no matter what you read online, no matter what people tell you, I'm in this world. I do this, I coach people for a living. There is nothing that's gonna just make it happen for you, because you know what? I've tried pretty much everything. Not because I was looking for the shortcuts or anything. I just wanted to always be my best, whether that's giving maximal effort training, supplementing, nutrition, whatever. Like, I'll do anything to be my best. And what you end up finding is that the things that everybody preaches, nutrition, training, you know, those are the most important things. Supplementally, whether that be like actual supplements like creatine and protein and carbs and all that stuff, or like PEDs, they comprise a small amount of it, guys. You could take the best bodybuilders in the world, remove the drugs, and they're still gonna be great. This is just a fact. Let's get it.
Oh, that's a lot heavier. Want 8 good reps here. Ah. 2 more. Ah. I got 1 more.
Whew. That's failure. That's failure. Now we got that bad boy. Then we're done. Oh. One thing Jason just said, and I brought this up in the last video. If you guys didn't watch that, go watch it. Shoulders and triceps video. But one thing I talked about was, you know, I'm choosing to starve myself, right? How many people in this world would kill to eat even the food I'm eating right now? You know, there's so many people. You have to broaden your perspective in life. There's so many people that are suffering so much worse than I am right now. You know, I have a cousin. I never really brought this up on YouTube before. When he was 16, this was like 10 years ago, woke up one morning and couldn't see anything. Went to the hospital. By the time he got into the hospital, he was completely in a coma. And now today, he's like totally brain dead. He's paralyzed. He relies on life support to live. And I think all the time about how quickly life can be taken away from you. Kid did nothing wrong ever in his life. And I think about that a lot. You know, I used to think about it a lot more when it was fresher. But, you know, how lucky I am to even suffer like this. You know, there's so many people who just don't even have that option, you know? And so while you're here and you're healthy, you have to think about the things you're grateful for, and you have to make this life what you can. Build yourself into what you can so you can help other people. You could be strong. You could be a good force to people in your life. That's all I ever aim to be. That's why I have a YouTube channel. I'm not trying to do this for, you know, like any other crazy thing or whatever. I just want to have a legacy of helping people, whether I'm coaching them or making YouTube videos, or, you know, I'm a vocalist in a band too. Like that every touch point I can to help people. That's what I'm trying to do. So there's my rant about that. There we go. All right. Now we're ready. It's interesting doing these second, because normally I'm doing them first, and that was a hell of a grab of the phone. I could feel the contraction way higher up in my hamstring. And it's probably because I started with the lying. But if you do these right, they're the most excruciating movement in my personal opinion. But 1 set left for this workout. What's crazy to think about is I only have 1 more rotation through this split before I get into my peak weeks, because I'm doing a qualifier a week before Universe. So I'm technically like 2 weeks out as of tomorrow. It's crazy to think about. I started this prep in January, like January 15th. It's almost July, you know, it's mid-June. It's been a long ride. Been a long ride. If you could endure, guys, anything, that's the key in life, because you're never gonna be successful hardly ever your first go around, your second go around, your third go around. It might take you 20 times of doing something. The key is to just be the person who keeps trying, to be the person who keeps showing up after you've lost, after you failed, after you got your ass kicked, after you got your heart broke. You know, that's the key in life. If you can endure, you can have anything you want. Oh, body's dead. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Like I said, if you wanna replicate this workout and do it yourself, you can add things on. Like something really good to add on for hamstrings would be a straight-legged deadlift, like a RDL, either dumbbell or a barbell. I've done that in other videos, other leg days. You know, more stuff for back. Build that volume out. Like when I'm going into my off season, be a very similar looking workout, just more volume and more exercises. So I'll see you guys in that next video. We got 1 more solid training video coming before those peak weeks start. Make sure you subscribe though, because going into peak week, I'm gonna take you guys through a lot of different stuff that I'm doing, because I'm traveling and all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna show you all behind the scenes with that. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.